Hey there, and welcome in to the last and the final edition. I guess those are the same words of 2023 of Locked On Astros. I am coming to you live tonight. We're going to count it down when we get close to midnight. We'll do a little countdown. I don't have any fireworks or poppers to set off, but let's get into it. We got some fun things to talk about right now.
Welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hey there, and welcome in to the final edition of Locked On Astros 2023. I am Htown Wheelhouse. You can find me at Htown Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me at Stros411 on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always Stros. And, tonight is going to be a special night. It is one of these nights where we all look back and we think about the good times and bad times. And, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about my experiences with the fans. I'm going to talk about just thanking the guest host that came on. I'm going to try to remember them all. I probably won't name them all, but y'all remember them. But before we get into that, I want to tell you that this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. They want to make every moment more. So right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. Visit FanDuel.com/locked-on to get started today, and make sure that you check out the Locked On 24/7 channel. It's the first ever of its kind in the country to have 24/7 top sports stories and local experts like myself and Eric and the national shows covering every single league. Go to Locked On Sports today on YouTube and subscribe to the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel. So look, let's just get right into it. I got to meet a lot of fans this year, and some of y'all on here, I don't know who all is watching. I see Matt's here. Happy New Year. Mr. Rashad, Happy New Year. Matthew, Happy New Year. Darby, Happy New Year to you. Astro Wharf, Craig, Happy New Year to you. He said it's past my bedtime, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. Look, I wouldn't have done this if I didn't think it was worth it. But I can tell you, look, Colleen is in here. Colleen Richmond, Happy New Year to you. Blessings to you and your family. Look, this year we took off. We hit 1 million downloads in 2022, and I was blown away because our numbers in 2020, we didn't even have 200,000 downloads. We were just on audio, and we really hit our stride when we got into YouTube. We were the first MLB channel to be awarded a YouTube show. Respectfully so, we are the most downloaded and the most subscribed YouTube channel in 2023. Now it's got to be up to y'all to make sure that we stay that way in 2024 because the Mariners are catching up. There are a couple of baseball teams that are gaining a lot of ground, and that's good for our network, but I want to keep the Astros up top. Stan says he's a big Astros fan, and Mr. Polk, Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year to you as well, sir. I had a hat. I'm going to switch hats. This is my AD hat, and if you want to know what that is, just go check out Athletically Declined Sports. But I want to show you a new hat I got today before we talk about the fan stuff. Look at this. Oof. This is a hat from the Harlingen Suns. The Harlingen Suns was a minor league team from the 30s through the 70s. And anyways, I thought it was cool. It's got the little H on the side. There's a whole collection. There's a jersey. I think I'm just going to go get the whole collection in 2024. Darby, I'll talk to you about FanFest here towards the end. I'm not sure yet, but where we've grown. So we hit 1 million last year, and of course, I had a very lofty goal of 3 million, and I don't apologize for that, but I feel like if you're not aiming high when you're doing stuff, then what are you doing, right? If you're not getting better, then why are you doing what you do? And so bottom line is this: we hit 1.8 million downloads this year. I don't know what the final numbers will be until probably January 2nd or 3rd when we get all the final numbers in. But truly, we have climbed charts. I mean, we hit our largest download month, 340,000 in 1 month. We didn't even hit that our first year total. So I'm really, really excited. Astro Wolf Craig says, I'm retired from Penn alumni, which has a plant in Harlingen. Oh, nice. There you go. Hey, Harlingen, Texas. Go South Texas. Go Harlingen. But seriously, this year I got to meet more fans than I've ever met this year. And let me say this. If we are ever at a game together and we can meet up and we can connect, let's do it. I absolutely enjoy 100% hearing what you guys and girls have to say about the show. And I mean, I ask, do you like the show, or the things you don't like about the show? And of course, I mean, I'm not saying that people are shielding us from their negative comments, but everything has been positive. The first question I get is, where's Eric? Because y'all see both of us on the show. And I'm like, well, we're not attached at the hip. We're not married. We're not like Siamese twin. Like, we have our own lives. Eric's got his things. I got my things. I just fashioned my schedule in a way that, I'm quite frankly able to be out more and be in the public eye more. And so, I have had such a blast. I've met so many like students that watch our channel. I know I've got a lot of kids at the school where I teach, former students that are athletes. I've got some Division I athletes that are hopefully going to be taking the step to the next level after they're done with their college career. I've, when I was in Arlington for ALCS Game 5, I met 3 different father-son couples that lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that are big fans of ours. We just gave away our final Funko Pop to a David. Him and his dad watch us. They're like in the West Hollywood area. They're in LA. They're in enemy territory. And so I gave them that Funko Pop. But it makes this experience as a podcaster so much more enjoyable, because you guys talk about Father Juan Torres from his church here in Houston. I'm gonna get the church wrong, so I'm gonna look up his church. It is the Holy Rosary, the Dominican Friars, Father Juan Torres, Father Juan Torres. Patricia, who works at the Astros stadium. I mean, all the people that I know that work for the Astros that have become fans of the show. It's humbling. A really cool thing, and I think I've shared this before, but I was in Arlington and we were going to Texas Live, and I hear, hey, Wheelhouse. And I turn around and have my Htown Wheelhouse jersey on. And this lady had yelled at me, got my attention, and she had her 2 sons with her. They're both full on Rangers gear. She goes, that's him. And so they come running up to me. And this was a surreal experience. And I was like, hey, what's up, guys? They're like, and I thought they knew about Locked On Astros, but they actually follow me on TikTok. And I think my TikTok followers, I might be close to like 2,000, but I definitely don't have the following on TikTok that I do here, Locked On Astros. I was like, really? And then the mom was like, thank you for putting out positive content for our kids. I don't have to worry about, when my kids go on your channel, I don't have to worry about what they watch or what music's being played in the background, because you put out such good content and we love you. We want you to post more because we love when you post stuff. I'm like, oh, thank you. And so took a picture with him. I actually interviewed him. If you look up on the shorts, on the YouTube shorts on our channel, look for the interview with Colton. He has a powder blue rainbow, a powder blue Rangers jersey on. Great kid. Obviously comes from a great family. So that's been great, seeing fans not only at Astros games, literally see fans out at the mall. Sometimes I've been picked out of a crowd at the Rockets game several times. That's really been fun. It makes me miss baseball all the more. Sometimes, Eric and I will be out at restaurants, and I'll be there, and people will come up and say hi, and I'll get the look. I'll get like this look, like, I think I know you. And sometimes I mess with people. They'll say, you look like this guy on this podcast. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, well, I listen to Locked On Astros, and there's this guy named Htown Wheelhouse. And I told this one guy, it was at Lids down in Lake Jackson. I was walking around the mall with my daughter and my grandson. And he said, you look like that Htown Wheelhouse guy. And I'm like, you know what? You're not the first person to tell me that. I really, you know what? A lot of people say I look like them. And I'm like, let me pull up because I'm subscribed to their channel. And I looked at it and I looked at him and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. It's me. And he just cracked up. He thought it was so funny. Hey, Speedy, look at this. Speedy Wolf Bear. I love that name. Is that your government name? It says, Happy New Year's, Brett. Best wishes. Love y'all show. Thank you so much. I'll definitely pass all this stuff on to Eric as well. Eric is out having a good time. I am the lonely boomer that is at home that, I don't really do a whole lot on New Year's Eve. He's a Phantom of the Rock Opera. Whoa, that's cool. I watch you guys every day and I love it. I was there opening night of the Astrodome and Enron before it was Minute Maid Park, and my cousin was coach of the Astros at one point. Who is your cousin? Please tell us. Noah Moreno, what's up? Happy New Year, sir. Where do you get all these dope hats? They are great. Well, my bank account would tell you that they come from Lids. They come from 8-1 Shop. This one was at Lids the other day. It was only like the snapback. It was only like $36, but I have the Lids like discount thing. I'm like a Lids member and I'm a Hat Club member, so that gives me discounts. So I think I paid like $32 for it. Not bad. Look, all the hats, I just look for the drops. I do benefit from there's a local shop that will send me hats to wear because I promote them on the show. So that kind of helps me out a little bit because like behind me, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. Let me move. It's a pretty sad place for my hats. That's not all of them, but let me just tell you, I have over 60 hats. Grady Hatton. Interesting. You know what, Phantom? I'll be real honest with you. I don't know who Grady Hatton is, but hey, real quick, before we get too far along, I've got to tell y'all about FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. And right now, the regular season is wrapping up. We are heading into the playoffs. FanDuel is the #1 sports book. And right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's right. $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So the app is so easy to use that there are so many different ways to bet. Live, same. Hold on one second. What is that noise? Oh, sorry. Right in the middle of my live read, my phone started making these weird noises. That was strange. That was alien-like. Anyways, the app is easy and free and easy to use. There are so many different ways to bet, like live same game parlays, find bets with the new Explore tab, make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, the best way to find popular parlays and more. FanDuel.com/lockedon. Make your first bet a layup. That's right. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. And right here, look at this. The Texans-Colts game has been moved to a primetime game, folks. A primetime game. The Texans are plus 100. The Colts are minus 118. The over-under is 46.5. So make sure you check out FanDuel today. Sorry about that long, exhaustive read there. Literally, like my phone, I have some sleep app, and my phone started playing noises, and I don't play subliminal noises or whatever at night, but that's weird. Do y'all do that? Do y'all play like whale sounds and stuff? I've never, like, I'll do it every once in a while, then I'll just feel weird doing that. Look at this. Happy New Year from Iowa. Go Astros. That is awesome. Andrew, thank you so much. Colleen's coming back in saying, wow, you only have one head, but so many hats. Yeah. Yes, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted one on my story where there's this couple, and it's the Ennis family. It's this African-American couple, and the husband is hilarious, and he comes in. He had just bought a pair of Jordans, and he put them behind his back, and then he tried to leave, and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He goes, "What?" She goes, "What's behind your back?" He goes, "I just got a new pair of shoes." She goes, "You got to stop buying shoes." He goes, "I'm going to wait until next year." She goes, "But it's December." He said, "Yes, I'm just going to not buy shoes for 2 weeks." And she's like, "You got 50 million pair." And he's like, "Why do you always got to be dramatic?" "No, I have like 300 pairs." She goes, but you only have 2 feet. That's how I feel with hats. Oh, look at this. Oh, hey, it's my daughter saying, "I love you, Dad." Thank you. Look at that. This is the first time I think my daughter has caught a live show. Hey, turn over a new leaf, Emmeline. A new you, a new year, a new you, become an everydayer. That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Love you so much. Love you and Avon. I really hope that Avon's cough goes away. My grandson's been dealing with a terrible, terrible cough, and the flu. I actually went to the doctor today, got a steroid shot, not this kind of steroid shot. Sorry to disappoint Jose Canseco, but all right. So Grady Hatton, here is the story from Phantom of the Rock Opera. Played for the Reds, the White Sox, the Red Sox, the Cardinals, the Orioles, the Cubs, and coached the Astros from 66 to 68. Wow, that is awesome. Now I have a question, Phantom. Do you have any baseball cards of this Grady Hatton? That would be awesome. You know what? I'm gonna look that name up. I'm gonna do a little research into that. And in the background, it sounds like I can hear all the fireworks. Do y'all have fireworks going on around y'all? It is loud. So look, I'll wrap this up. I've really gone kind of long. I'm a little hyper tonight. Oh my gosh, guess what? Happy New Year. It is 2024. That's right. It just turned to midnight. I almost missed it. Oh my gosh. Wow, let's go. Yeah, let's go. I hope this is the clap. Oh man, a new year. No, well, my dog is sleeping and he's sleeping next to me, so he's not scared. Happy New Year. Thank y'all so much for making Locked On Astros your first listen every single day. And going into 2024, I really want us to hit 3 million downloads. And it's not necessarily a numerical thing. It is, but it isn't. It's because I want to know that more people are getting their information on the Astros from us. Again, we say we're the local experts, but we read up and we find out the things that we don't understand, and we try to give you the best, most accurate information. Okay. So we're going to continue to press forward. Look, we had Ryan Stanek on. He came on 3 times. Love that guy. I hate the fact that he's not coming back to the Astros. Let's see, who else do we have on? Robert Flores, one of my absolute favorite guests. Mike Stanton has come on. We've had local news anchors like Ari Alexander. We've had Randy McElvoy. We've had Jeff Blum. I have not reached out to Todd Callis yet, but in January, I'll be reaching out to TK. He said he would come on the show. I just need to email him. I've got his email. I'm going to work on that here in January. And look, we've got some things coming up. I'll let you know what to look forward to here in January and February. I'm excited about. But we had David P. Sampson on early on. It was either late last season or early this season. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. Gosh, we've had Astros players. We've had Quincy Hamilton, Joe Record, Greg Kessinger. We also had Corey Julks. I'm just trying to think. This list goes on. Joe Perez. We've had gosh, the list goes on and on and on. I have a hard time remembering all the guests, but it's always fun to interview these players, these personalities. Ben Verlander obviously is a staple here. We got to get him back. He keeps saying he's going to come back. I know he's gotten more and more busy, but seriously, it makes it great because when we go live, you're able to interact with them. Now, Uncle KRV says, what about Will Wagner? Now, Will Wagner is someone that I'll reach out to. If I'm able to make it to spring training, I will definitely talk to Will Wagner at the minor league training camp and see if I can't lock something down. If not, I'm going to make sure that I have equipment with me to be able to do just like a on the spot interview type podcast like I did. I got to interview Jose Urquidy. I got to interview Alex Bregman. And I got to interview Yordan Alvarez. I'm pretty excited about that. Mark Drew. Yes, Mark Drew. Mark Drew did the amazing intro. Thank you, man. Mr. Richard is on it. Mark Drew has done our intro. We did have to take some sounds out because of we didn't want to get hit with some copyright things, but we still have that music. That song in the intro is actually his. He wrote that. He's a great guest. He's a great guy to have on. Columbus Trey, Columbus, Miss Chris, if you're listening, brother, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You're the original voice of Locked On Astros. We are the only show in the entire Locked On network that has a voice other than the voice that all the other shows have. We have the only Columbus Trey. He is a big LA guy, but he is a huge Astros fan. Now, Mark Feinstein said that he voted for Billy Wags to go into the Hall of Fame. Yes. Hey, it looks like Wags is going to get in, and deservedly so. Deservedly so. So right here, Footballer says, I would love a class. So Matt Thomas came on late in the 2022, I think the 2022 playoffs, before they started. And Adam Clanton, I just can't match schedules with Adam. Adam is so busy with his wife, Teresa Rockface, with her 94.5. They have a son now, and he does announcing, he does the radio. So trust me, Adam and I have been trying to connect. I had him on years ago before I even hit Locked On. But Adam would be a great get, and I'm going to work real hard to get him on the show this year. I'm going to try to get him at one of our live events. That would be super, super boss. But my favorite moments in 2023, man, for the Houston Astros, I would say are Jose Altuve's, cycle, Kyle Tucker's grand slam, Kyle Tucker's walk-off double when the Astros were down 6-1. And we're going to talk about more of this in our next segment. Hey there. Sorry. I'm trying to multitask here. I got so many things going on. My daughter tells me that the whole Bluey gang is watching. I got my grandson, these little Bluey figures, if you know what Bluey is. So they're all watching the show. So that should count as let's see, 2, 4, 6. That should count as 8 more viewers. But favorite moments of this postseason obviously was the 2020. 20 was the Game 5 Jose Altuve moment. I was there in person. That was a weird experience. Let me just tell you, the Arlington fans are going to be salty this year. I am thinking about going up to the All-Star game, doing a big super podcast, but I do not know. I don't know if I want to mix with some of the guys up there. I didn't have a great experience. I just did not have a great experience at that stadium. I was treated horribly. I can't say that I expected what I received when I was there in Arlington, and all of it started after the Maldonado Garcia thing. I mean, it was like some of these people, like I swear 2 guys, when I looked in their eyes, they looked evil. It was weird. And I'm not being over dramatic. And that's the thing. I didn't even get out of my lane. I just cheered when our guys did something. I didn't dunk on them when their guys did something negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stayed in my lane. I knew what I was doing. People were griping and moaning about the Maldi thing. And I watched the replay on my phone, and some lady was saying something to me, and I said, well, it looks like your guy Garcia pushed Maldonado and initiated contact. And then they started yelling at me, and I was like, but wait, I didn't do anything. I'm not on the field. And they're like, you're a problem. And I'm like, all right. So I literally just got up and walked out. Now, here's the thing. I will say this about Cowboys fans, okay? They are hostile, but I've been to a Cowboys game, and I went with my son when he was 9. He's a Russell Wilson fan. When Russell Wilson played for the Seahawks, we walked into Jerry World. We were all I had my Seattle Seahawks hat, shirt. I mean, we had nothing Cowboys. We were Seattle Seahawks fans. We tailgated with the Seattle Seahawks group. I got hooked up with them. It was really cool. Met people from Washington, from Missouri, from New York that were there to watch the Seahawks play. We sat amongst rabid Dallas Cowboy fans. The fans were phenomenal. They were nice. I didn't have any problems with the Cowboy fans. I mean, we kind of jarred back and forth, but it was nothing like when I went to Arlington. Bro, when I went to Arlington, like, I literally had 3 guys when I left my seat wanting to fight me over nothing. And I couldn't figure out what I had done or said to them directly that made them think that, because one of the guys, prior to all this going down, his buddy had a Prince Fielder jersey. I thought it was really cool as a throwback. It's like, dude, I love that jersey. Prince Fielder was the man. And I told him a story where my dad saw Prince Fielder hit a home run in Jupiter, Florida. Like it was like over 500 feet or something crazy. Right. And I was just like, so I was kind of chatting with him. So as I'm leaving my seat, because this guy in front of me is like wanting to fight me for whatever reason, I'm like, I look at that guy and I'm like, hey man, what's going on? Why is this guy wanting to fight me? And he was like, get out of here. You're a problem. And I'm like, we were talking. He's like, you're not talking to me. I'm not talking to you. Get out of here or I'm going to deal with you. And he balled his fist up. And so I start walking and now I've got 3 guys walking up behind me. And I'm not over dramatizing this, but let me tell you, karma is, you know what? When Jose Altuve hit that home run, I went ballistic. I freaking lost it. And I think I deserved it. That's right, man. Happy New Year. Go Astros. Henry, thank you so much. Hey, I appreciate you too, sir. I couldn't do this without y'all. Like literally, it would be it would just be me yelling into an echo chamber. But because y'all watch us, because y'all pay attention to what we say, I mean, look, here's what I'm going to ask for you looking ahead in 2024. I'm going to ask that you guys tell us the things that maybe we're not covering that you want to hear about. I will tell you this once a week, and I've already talked to Eric about this. Once a week, either myself or Eric will do a 20-minute focus, a minor league focus for just a short 20-minute show. And it probably will not be live. It will be pre-recorded and we'll put it up. But we need you to go watch it. We need you to like it. We need you to share it. We need you to comment. The more you like, the more you share, the more you comment, the algorithm goes through the roof for us. Our name gets spread. But we are either going to focus, it will be on a player or on a team. And like if there's not a lot of player news that week, but there's a lot of team news or movement from like Fayetteville to Corpus or something like that, or Fayetteville to Asheville, Asheville to Corpus, Corpus to Sugarland, we'll talk about those things. But once a week, we're going to have a 20-minute show that focuses on the Astros minor league system, number 1. Number 2, and I don't have the exact dates, so bear with me on this. We have, in principle, agreed to in-person interviews with Ronel Blanco and Yainer Diaz. We have interpreters lined up, and we will be doing both interviews in Houston. It will be a private engagement. We're not inviting people to it. It's not like a, like Sirius XM in the round thing, but we've got agreement. We've got the initial agreement. I've got the official agreement from Ronel Blanco. I'm waiting for the first week of this month to hear what days he can do it. And then I'm going to reach back out to Yainer Diaz's agent, and we're going to line up a day in February where he'll be in Houston, and we'll be interviewing them. So it'll be the first ever Spanish-speaking players interviewed, I believe, on any Locked On MLB show. I know it'll be a first for us. Now, I've interviewed Yordan Alvarez, and he was Spanish-speaking, but that was just a question or two that I asked. Okay, FanFest tickets. Darby, you had asked. I'm probably going to be going to FanFest. I'll be wearing 2 different hats. I'll be wearing my Locked On Astros hat, and I'll be doing my thing for AD as well. So I'll be doing that. We'll be. Whoa! I heard fireworks went off on my watch. This is weird. Guys, I'm such a boomer right now. I've got things on technology. Anyways, so I completely lost my train of thought. So we're going to get these 2 guys. I'm going to do my best to get more minor league player interviews. Since I will be fully credentialed with the Sugarland Space Cowboys, I'll be able to do that. Here's an idea right here. Phantom of the Rock Opera. Do one broadcast for Locked On Astros, Rockets, and Texans. Oh, you know what? We've actually done that. And we do need to make it an annual event. We did it, and there is a place where we can do it. There's a place called Tom's Watch Bar. I know the Locked On Rockets, Jackson Gatlin does his own, like, he does like a live like watch party there. And we've talked to them about doing some live shows there as well. So that may be something we do. And yes, I agree. It needs to be an annual event, but I promise you that Cody Davis at Locked On Texans, please subscribe to the channel, and Jackson Gatlin at Locked On Rockets, they would more than likely jump at it. And here's what I'm going to ask. If you're in the Houston area and we have a live event, no matter where it is, I need you guys to come out and show up. I need you guys to be there, and we're going to do our best to promote it. We'll probably be returning to some Hooters locations. We're talking to Little Woodrow's and Webster. We're going to be talking to some other venues in the area to do live shows. We're going to try to move around town a little bit. If Home Run Dugout gets built out here in Webster, we'll probably do one there. We may go out to Home Run Dugout in Katy. Again, it's just such a long drive for us. But that's what we're looking ahead to 2024. Adding different types of shows. We're going to continue to grind to bring you guests. And I do notice that at times there are player interviews, and the player interviews aren't as popular, aren't as listened to as the shows. So it's important to us that if we put out those player interviews, that you guys go and watch that, so, thumbs up and all those things, So that's what we have. That's what we're looking forward to. And okay, sorry. Someone's offering me memorabilia. What they don't realize, and the guy asking me knows I just spent money on this. Oh, by the way, hey, I don't know if you noticed, got a new mic. Do you see this? Got a new boom arm. I got a new mic. Look at this. It's kind of cool. Look at this toy. Got a new M-Caster. I mean, we're going professional, people. I'm so excited. 2024 is going to rock, dude. Yes. Yeah. Happy New Year, Texas Dave. Happy New Year. Yes, sir. Darby, 3 more months until baseball's back. Yeah, we'll start doing a little countdown. I need to come up with a graphic for that. Start counting down the days to pitchers and catchers report. And yes, new toys for sure, dude. Let me tell you, man. I'm so excited. I've been podcasting since 2015. So like I think I said early on, or maybe I was just doing a test. So I've been podcasting for almost 10 years now. 2025 will be 10 years. And I've upgraded. Let me show y'all something. Y'all are going to laugh. So this was my first mic. My first mic that I ever used. It's like $20 on Amazon. This. Look at this. So let me show you this. So really cool. It has a little input, little thing for echo. You can have an echo on the mic. It was very high tech, volume, and on and off. I mean, this right here, this was my first mic. This is the mic stand. Look at this thing. What was I doing? I don't even know. So I went from that to, let's put this down. I went from that to, I got this mic back here, my old mic. Which I don't know if I'm going to keep it or sell it, but this is my old mic. It's actually not a bad mic. It's just USB. USB mics don't give you that clear sound. So I'm just kind of showing this stuff off to boom, professional. So while everybody's sleeping or out drinking and partying and getting ready for the new year, I'm grinding, trying to figure out my plan for 2024. So I'm going to wrap it up with this. I'm just going to say, I really hope that 2024 for you is a good year. I don't know what everybody went through. I don't know what victories you obtained, what defeats that you went through. But I know for everybody, the year wasn't great. The year wasn't all grand. And I'm not just talking about the Astros losing in the ALCS to the Rangers. Wow, that was brutal. But the thing is, it's a great time to be a sports fan in Houston. We've got the Texans that are 1 win away from making the playoffs. Everybody predicted them to win like 4 games. Ime Udoka has turned around this Rockets team. They're still young and raw, but they're really, really fun to watch. And the Astros got their guy, Joe Espada. And I really think that you're going to see a lot of cool things. I really think this offense is going to be better in 2024. I know Rangers fans, hey, Happy New Year. Rip, thank you so much for stopping in. Happy New Year to you, sir. Peace, love, and baseball. That's right. Go Texans, man. No, the Texans game got moved to a primetime game. That's pretty cool. So Phantom of the Rock Opera, you're curious how you prep for each show. What is your process? I need to make that an actual solid production. I did a little TikTok video on it, and it goes into some detail. If you're on TikTok and you can find that video, you can look that up. And I'm looking at making another one since I've got new equipment. But trust me, with the way that my room is right now, it's an absolute wreck. I do not want to use my room to do how I prepare, but I can show you the spreadsheet that Eric and I use. I can show you different articles and different pages that we source to gather information, because one of the things we do is we pride ourselves in this. While we may not be the very first person on a story, or we may not be the person that the agents call to break the news, right? We're not the quote unquote journalist. We've been told by many people, you are just podcasters. That's fine. But you can spend 30 minutes reading the Athletic article. You can spend another 15 minutes looking up stats. You can spend another 20 minutes watching MLB Network, which is great. Always watch Robert Flores. I would never discourage you from that. Or you can come here for 30 minutes every day during the baseball season and get everything you need in a breakdown type style format. And we will not hit every detail. We will not hit every person that does great things. We will miss stuff. But for the most part, we will be your go-to place where we gather everything and try to give it to you in 30 minutes. So we give you that Bulgarian mapping. Ooh, who's that? HNY. Are they trying to call me honey? That's weird. Oh, look, Mr. Richard is telling Rip Happy New Year. Earl Harris, thank you so much. Happy New Year. I personally had and still have battles, but always went to Astros and baseball to find some joy and relief. Hey, look, dude, battles are real. Battles are a part of life. Ups and downs are a part of life. It really all depends. I'm gonna go into life coach mode. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. And I can tell you that I haven't always reacted to life's trials and tribulations with the most grace. I haven't always been the shining example of this is how you should do things. I've made many mistakes in my life. I'm far from perfect. But I know one thing, that my heart and my mind are set on the right things, that my priorities are straight. And I am always, oh yeah, love your family and your kids. I mean, that's really the most important thing. Family is most important. My son, my daughter, my grandson, they are all super important. Eric's family is very, very important. I promise you, when he's not here, it's because he has something that he's committed to. And it's typically dealing in a relationship, whether it's family, extended family, or whatever. So whenever I'm not here, it's because I've got things I've got to tend to. We appreciate you. We thank you for the respect you give us. And again, work on this. Work on this year being less negative and more positive. I'm not talking about the hippy dippy baloney. I'm talking about genuinely don't be a jerk this year. I'm going to try to be less of one, because I've got very strong opinions, and I had battles before I got on this show. I had battles, had things come against me and things attack me right before I got on this show. And I knew that I was doing the right thing doing this show when those battles came up 45 minutes before I was supposed to air this. So that's all I got. I went a lot longer than normal. They're not going to be able to put this on the 24/7 channel because it's more than 32 minutes, but oh, well, what do you know? This will be for you guys. This was for y'all. Y'all are the real MVPs. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. You make what we do worth it. I have a lot of pride, and I'm proud to say that we have the most downloaded, most listened to Astros podcast on the absolute planet. Is it the most perfect? No, but you will never find anyone that outworks me. I promise you that. You will not find anyone that outworks this show. And so at the end of the day, we do it for you. We do it to elevate this team, and we do it in spite of all the hatred that we've been thrown. And we're not going to let that bring us down, because this team going into 2024, I still think is one of the favorites to go to the ALCS. And I would love to see a Dodgers Astros World Series, especially with the way the Astros, the way the Dodgers have tooled up. Good Lord. We haven't really hit on, we've hit on that, but geez, man, they are the new Yankees. They're the most hated team. Hey, what's up? So, how you doing, Shalonda? Happy New Year. Well, did you just show up, Shalonda? Because I'm about to sign off. Or did you show up earlier? Because I'm going to feel bad if I just walk out of here and Shalonda's be like, man, I missed it. I know y'all probably been partying it up. I know. Oh, no, Mr. Richard, the Rays are not going to the OSS this year. I don't see it. Maybe the Red Sox. Maybe the Orioles. Sorry. I think it's going to be the Orioles and the Astros. I think the Rangers get left out. I think the Rangers pitching is going to be another problem. There's no way that their offense repeats what they did last year. I don't see it. So, trying to think. I don't know if I showed y'all this. This is so cool. My daughter, and she may not still be listening. She's probably like, okay, Dad, this is lame. So I'm going to show y'all this. Maybe I showed y'all this earlier. I don't know. But look at this. Isn't this the coolest thing ever? I got my own Funko Pop. My daughter made this for me, as if my ego didn't need any more room to grow. Like this is sweet. This right here is definitely awesome. Sign Altuve, Bregman, and Tucker. Look, Altuve will be signed, and maybe Tucker, but I think Bregman might be gone. So yeah, I was super excited. I'm thinking about making some of those and seeing if anybody would buy them if I made them. I told her when I saw those Funko Pops, those personal Funko Pops, this was my thought, and I'm being very vulnerable here. I don't care. It's 42 minutes into the show, 12:27 into the new year, 27 minutes into the new year. But my lovely daughter, my little princess, gosh, she's 22. I mean, got a grandson. Avon he is such a blessing. She no, Colleen, Brady will not do an Ohtani type deal. They're not going to pay him $700 million. No, I don't think they're going to defer. There's a lot of negatives in deferring for the Astros if they do that. But with this Funko Pop thing, I told her when I saw that, I know you would, Mr. Richard. I know you told me. So I've got to figure out how much it is to actually buy them, and then I've got to figure out a cost where I make a little bit, but also don't lose my face in shipping, or just have it shipped directly to you. When I saw them, I was like, you know what? I really wish that someone would get me a Funko Pop of myself, because if I get a Funko Pop of myself, it's going to look arrogant as you know what. And then my daughter, before Christmas, she goes, hey, I got you and Sammy something for Christmas, but I can't wait. Like, it's not going to get here till right at Christmas, and I've got to tell you what it is. I'm like, well, do you want to ruin the surprise? And she's like, no, like I want to tell you, it's really cool. And this sweet girl, she showed me, she made a Funko Pop of me and my son. And my son has a gamer control in one hand, and he has a dog in there, our dog Milo, who's actually down here sleeping like a rock. And then me, I've got a microphone in one hand and a baseball in another. And it was just like, oh man, that's awesome. So like I legitimately teared up when she gave it to me. I just thought it was so cool. But yeah, Colleen, I just don't think that Jim Crane is going to defer that much salary. The problem is, even if you defer, it still counts against your salary cap. So even though Ohtani's only getting $2 million a year for 10 years, it still counts like $42 million against their salary cap. So that's the devil's in the details. And Scott Boras is not going to defer the money. Scott Boras wants to get paid now. Scott Boras will have Bryce Harper, Alex Bregman. Who else does he have? He's got like Juan Soto. Those are, just those three alone. If Altuve doesn't sign an extension, Well, so but Boris has actually done a favor for the Astros. Boris has actually, Colleen says, I really dislike Boris. Look, Boris is the ultimate. Boris is the ultimate agent because he gets exactly what his players want. He's hired by the players. He's not hired to make team friendly deals. And he did a team friendly deal with Bregman and Altuve. So they did that. Bregman to the D-backs in 2025. You know what? That does not sound like a far off. That sounds like a pretty good prediction. I've heard some people talk about that. I was talking this year, if they were going to trade him, why not bring on someone like Chapman, who's not a great bat, but he has a great glove. But what's weird is Alex Bregman's never won a gold glove. As good as he is, he's never won a gold glove. So, but no, actually, New Mexico is his home state. He actually is from, he's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So it's close to his home state, but he's from Albuquerque. He is the New Mexico kid. Yeah, Suarez will be there for another 2 years. That's right. Yeah. So, yeah, Bregman trains in Arizona. He's got a home in Arizona, but and he just sold his, like, he was in a really weird place though. Like, the part of town he was in, I mean, they've got a son, and Knox is wanting to run around where he lived, because I had friends who lived. I have a friend who lived on one of the floors in the building where him and Reagan lived. Okay, before they had Knox, it's like a 3-story condo or something, and she rented out the bottom floor. They were on the very top floor, but it's all concrete around their little condo. It's a gated community. There's really nowhere for kids to play, so it totally makes sense. Brett Chancey, hey, no, you don't. It took me till about 15 to be able to catch ground balls really, really consistently at shortstop. My favorite position in baseball was catching. My final year playing, I was playing 16U or whatever they call it now. It's select. It was just basically, it was just league, and it wasn't pony. It was something else. And I threw out 26 of 28 runners who tried to run on me. And I would throw them out half the time on my knees like Benito Santiago, and my dad hated it. I actually ran laps one day when my dad told me, don't throw from your knees. A 1-day contract and retire, I would love that, bro. I would take a 1-day. I mean, how much would a 1-day contract be worth? Like, I'd take 20 grand. Just give me like 20 grand for 1 day. See how it works out against the Oakland A's or the Las Vegas Lowblinds or whatever you call them. It's just fun. Keep asking some questions. 48 minutes. Let's just keep it rolling. Let's just go a full freaking hour. Screw it. I mean, it's 2024. Why are we playing by the rules of 2023, right? I like to catch. Oh, let me tell you, Caratini and Diaz are going to be one heck of a combo. I'm serious. One at bat. Bro, I'm bunting if I get the at bat. I am so bunting. I am not swinging. No, or, excuse me, I'm going to take one for the team. I'll take one on the shoulder. Just lean into it like Biggio did. My husband was always a catcher, Colleen said, while he played during active duty in the Seabees. Oh, cool. Very cool. But yeah, Mr. Richard, back to you. Carantini is a solid pickup. He can play. He can DH when he's not catching. They could probably throw him over there at first. Hey, man, what's up, Mr. Corona? But I love Diaz. I love Carantini. I love the combo. Look at that. Mr. Corona showed up. Mr. Corona, are you going to change your Abby? Because you still have Christian Vasquez and Alex Bregman. Is that just like your favorite picture? Who's pitching to you? Ohtani? Well, Ohtani wouldn't pitch this year. Remember, he's not pitching. So yeah, I would take a lame duck Ohtani right now. He would have to throw with his other hand, though. No, if I had to face one pitcher, that's not what you asked, but that's what I'm going to turn this into. If I had to face one pitcher, who would I face? I don't know, man. No, hey, Mr. Corona, you don't change it because of me. I just, some people put their pictures up and they just never change. But I just wondered, hey, bro, if it's your favorite picture, you do you, man. But if I face a pitcher, I want to face like the most legendary pitcher. I want to face someone who's got the nastiest stuff. You know what? I want to face either Garrett Cole or Blake Snell. That's who I want to face. I would love to. I would love to. Lidge. I don't know, man. I'd be afraid Lidge would hit me. I'd be afraid Lidge would hit me. Yeah. So Colleen says she's still sad about Maldy. Hey, one of the cool things is, oh yeah, man, Mr. Corona, we got to 1.8 million downloads. I don't have the final numbers. We were the first 10,000 subscriber YouTube channel on the network. And then also, we need y'all to help us keep climbing that because the Mariners and other teams are coming after our spot, and I don't want to give it away. Maldy's doing a catcher camp for my friend Edwin Masonette. Edwin Masonette played with the Brewers, played with the Astros, played coach in the Brewers system, now has his own baseball team called the Crew Baseball out of the Sugar Land area. So, but Maldy's doing a camp for him here in January. If your kids are catchers, go check it out. I think it's like $200, but man, get some really good knowledge and experience from Maldonado. He's a great coach. I remember talking to Yainer Diaz and his agent about Maldonado, and it was very much a professor-student, relationship there. Yes, it's in Frisco too. Look at that, Colleen's all over it. Yes, it is in Frisco, and Frisco's like it's in between Sugarland and Pearland. So no, yeah, Maldy would love it. Maldy, I think would be a good dude to have your kids around. Yes, sir. May Locked On grow in 2024. I agree. Oh, I'm getting Happy New Year's on my Twitter from people. Thank you. I love what you posted about the College World Series. About Chicago White Sox being more like the Southside Stros So that's what's weird, dude. The White Sox now have Lee. They have Maldonado and Stassi. Well, I guess Lee's starts just went down the tubes. What do you think about Espada? What do you think Espada will do differently as a skipper? I gotta turn. Hold on. I gotta turn this off. This is starting to bug me. This is exactly why I don't have. Someone says, "Do you have notifications on your watch?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Why not?" And I'm like, "Because it will always go off." So, what will he do differently as skipper? That's a good question. I don't think you're going to see as much playing with the lineup. I think he's going to have guys that have their spot, and he's going to leave them there. I think if a guy gets hot, he's going to leave him in. I think they're going to have scheduled off days, but hopefully they're subject to change, TBD. Like, let's say you have an off day for Chaz on like Thursday, right? Let's say you have a 6-game stretch, but you've played 2 of those 6 games, and Thursday is his off day. That's your third of your 6. I'm just coming out with arbitrary dates and times. Let's say Chaz is riding a hot bat. He's 4 for his last 6 at bats. He's got 2 home runs. He's got 3 stolen bases or whatever, right? To me, I don't care if it's scheduled off day. You play Chaz that 3rd game. You at least let him get a 3-game rep and stretch where he's in there. And I think maybe Joe Espada does that. Now, do I know that for sure? No. Joe Espada is a great guy that I would love to have him on the show to pick his brain about that. Maybe he would not share that kind of information with us, but he has a connection with. Now, I say all this stuff not to demean Dusty at all, because I really do respect Dusty. A lot of people gave him a lot of crap. I was highly critical at times, but I think Joe Espada's approach is different because A, he's younger. B, he knows the temperature of the club. C, he is in that culture of we have so many Latin American players, and it's key. Now, Dusty could speak Spanish. Dusty related to the players, and all the players loved him. So it wasn't like Dusty was some like roadblock. His personality didn't meld with the players. But Joe Espada, I think, connects with them on a different level. Okay. I'll give you an example. kids in my class, they love my class. They listen, they're respectful. I have really good class management. And of course, I'll try to talk on their level. I'll joke with them. I'll say no cap, I'll say, why you bugging? Why you selling, bro? And I'll use their language, and they laugh at it. And I do it more for, grins and stuff like that. But I've seen this, if a younger like teacher aide comes in and this kid's like in college and he's like 26 and he's like going to school to be a teacher, like when he relates to them, they're like, oh man, he can relate to us. Like he talks like us, and he's not trying to be like Coach Chancey where he's a boomer and trying to sound young. Like this dude really gets us. And I think that's where Joe Espada is going to be able to hit them on a different level. He absolutely made those decisions in that game that was crucial, why they won that ALCS Game 5. I don't think Joe Espada gets out coached by Bruce Bochy in a ALCS rematch. Now, Bruce Bochy is one of the best managers of all time, I think. I mean, if Bruce Bochy isn't a top 3 manager, I don't know what it would take to be one. He's amazing, and he is the reason why the Rangers won that series. He is the reason why the Rangers won the World Series. Joe Espada, I think, can have that same effect. Without that experience at the skipper area, I think that's what he does. He'll pay attention to the analytics. He'll listen to his players. He'll listen to his coaches. But he's going to give his players more chances, I think, than not. What subject do I teach? I teach Texas history, actually. We just got through watching the Alamo movie, talking about the Texas Revolution. We talked about the Battle of San Jacinto. And just we're about to go into the years of the Republic, the 9 years that Texas was a republic. Look, Houston, Dave, I tip my hat to the Rangers. I don't have any disrespect for them. Their fans at times make it difficult to like them. Some of the people that are voices for the Rangers, they're not nice about it. And look, I get it. I mean, they get to have their cake and eat it too. We've definitely had our time in the sun. And I just, honestly, I would have rather it been the Yankees than the Rangers just because of, yeah. So the Rangers earned it. The Rangers earned it. They had the best team. They took on the Astros, and the Astros absolutely had them up against the wall. They had a stranglehold on the Rangers. They had them up against the wall, and they were about to level that final blow, but they had to come home. They had to come home. And I'm going to say this. I don't think that the Astros have the same home woes that they did have in 2023. I think all that crap goes away. There's no way they replicate that. I think with a more solid lineup, top to bottom, and a more consistent placement of hitters, I think you're going to see a lot more production at home. And look, here's the deal. I mean, Astros fans haven't always been stellar either. I mean, let's just call a spade, all right? I mean, Astros fans, we have fancied ourselves in being the top dog, and we had a lot of humble pie handed to us. And there's a time and a place to talk smack. There's a time and a place to go back and forth. And at times I've gotten myself in a bit of a pickle, tried to defend you guys. Some other show was talking crap about y'all this last year, and I came to y'all's defense, and I said one thing. It got clipped. It got shared. So I guess someone tattled on me, as they would say in elementary school, and it blew up. And let me tell you, Mariners fans absolutely had a field day. They pulled all the receipts on me in 2022. So if I learned anything from that, I learned that if you tweet it, it's there, baby. And so, man, there's very few times I take down what I tweet because I just own what I say. So anyways, a collaborator friend of mine just wrote a Broadway musical on the life of Sam Houston that you might be interested in. Oh, wow. Really? A Broadway musical? Now, yeah, okay. So Mr. Phantom of the Rock Opera, if you are on any socials, reach out to me on Instagram, on Facebook, on X. Reach out to me, Htown Wheelhouse, or Brett E. Chancey on Facebook. Reach out to me. Astros fans do travel well. I'm still don't think I want to go to many away games yet. I went to one away game. That was my first away game, the Rangers in the ALCS, and that was a very unpleasant experience. I don't want to travel 2,000 miles on a plane and pay all that money to have people throw beer at me and cuss at me and tell me I'm a cheater. I don't enjoy that. That's not fun. The Rangers did what the Bucks did back in 2020. The Bucks, spent a fortune, built a super team, and achieved the ultimate goal, win a World Series. But that's not durable. No. Hey, let me tell you something. What the Rangers fans don't understand is that they've really come to a crescendo and they still have issues. I mean, Scherzer still has the back issue. DeGrom and those guys aren't coming back till midseason. They've got a lot of older ailing pitchers that I really don't know I don't know how much value they're going to hold over a long period of time. Now, if they catch lightning in a bottle, good Lord, we've gone an hour. If they catch lightning in a bottle and all those pitchers are healthy and their offense is even 80% of what it was last year, even 70%, they're still going to be the team to beat. So going into next year, the Astros aren't the team to beat. It's the Rangers. The Rangers they won the division, but they're the World Series champions. So until someone dethrones them, they're the reigning champs. And you're going to have to hear that a lot this year. The Rangers fans are going to come into our mentions. They're going to come into our comments, and we are not going to cuss at them. We are not going to get onto them. We're just going to maybe unfollow them and not talk to them. How's that? All right. So I'm going to wrap it up. It's been an hour, and I don't know if I'm going to put this on audio or not, but so thank you so much for everything. I can't say it enough. I absolutely love every one of y'all. And I really feel like y'all are family. And please, when we do live shows, come out and see us. When we're at games together, come up and say hi. And let's just make it an awesome 2024. So for myself, from Eric, from everybody here at Locked On Astros, I want to say thank you. God bless you. And may all the blessings of the Lord just fall on your family. And may y'all have prosperity and wealth. And when you come against the hard times, realize that there's always a hill. When you're in the valley, there's always a mountaintop. Keep climbing and keep striving. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. This is the last edition of Locked On Astros 2023. Welcome to 2024. I'm out. I had to do one more lesson before I left. What would the show be without me, right? Later, fam.